him first, and he was 100% accurate. Every interaction with someone above you in authority, you should go in knowing that you're the one who has to make a good impression and earn their respect. Would you walk into a job interview saying, "Sup," dressed like shit, laughing like an idiot and rolling your eyes at questions, and then blame the company or the manager for not hiring you? A lot of people do that. They go around blaming the man and everyone else for their problems. You're to blame, you entirely, because you aren't showing respect. These are the same people that claim the police are harassing them for whatever reason. "Fucking pigs pulled me over last night, I wasn't doing anything." Well, were you speeding? "No, I was going the same speed as the other people that were driving." Well, let me phrase it in a different way. Was the number on the posted speed limit sign higher or lower than the number on your speedometer? Well, of course I was going faster than the speed limit sign. You gotta keep up with traffic. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is a common one, especially with the little shits who just got their license. "They're harassing me because I'm young." No, it's because you broke the law, and that's their job. Then you probably acted like a little shit in front of them, told them to go catch real criminals, or made some other stupid comment, kept your shitty music blaring when you rolled down the window, and it's your fault you got fined more than someone else might have if they had just said, "Yes, sir," "No, sir," "Sorry, sir." What do you think cops, judges, managers, bosses, whoever, need to respect you? Who are you? You think everyone is equal? You're not equal. You don't like it? Then keep acting like a little shit. But I don't want to hear you complaining when you're 35 and you're still talking about "fuck the man" and you're making $8 an hour washing dishes. The only people who bitch about people in power are those who have never had any power and never will. So back to our little friend Penelope here. If anything, the judge was actually pretty lenient up until the end. Someone said, "Oh, what, so laughing is a crime?" In a court of law, yeah, it is. It's called contempt of court. Miss Soto was in contempt at least 5 times. When she laughed at the judge about the name of the drug, when she wasted time laughing and wouldn't answer the question regarding how much jewelry she owns, when she made whatever face this is when she was asked if she was on drugs, and started laughing again, and potentially again when she lied about taking any drugs, because likely she had, when she mockingly said, "Adios," and sauntered away, and then of course when she said, "Fuck you" to the judge and gave him the finger. Only on the last one did he finally say she was in contempt of court. Did the judge act like a bit of a dick at the end by saying, "Bye-bye"? Yeah, sure he did. But remember what Tony said. Those who want respect, give respect. She gave none, so why would he? Because he's supposed to be better than that? Again, not how it works. If she had been respectful throughout the whole process and he said, "Bye-bye" like that, then yeah, sure, he's a dick. The person above you in the hierarchy of life is supposed to return your respect if properly given. She was a piece of shit from start to finish. Unfortunately, the next day, she was allowed to go before another judge who set her bail back to $5,000 and said she could attend drug court, and if she was successful there, the case would be thrown out. Instead of my original idea of just shove all 50 Xanax or whatever she had in her possession into her mouth, tape it shut, and leave her in a ditch. This time, though, she looked much more serious. I'm sure she didn't learn anything, but for her sake, she better have. Or else this won't be her last time in court, and the next time she'll be spending time in jail. And a pretty little thing like her is going to get passed around by the bull dykes until she has permanently chapped lips and looks like a used-up Q-tip. Music fans are pretty much the most annoying people on the planet. I mean, everyone likes music to certain degrees, but I'm talking about people who claim that music is their life. Despite the fact that they can't play an instrument besides the skin flute, they sing like an American Idol reject's deaf brother, and they have no connection to the music industry whatsoever. People who, if they were to make a list of their favorite forms of entertainment, would put music well ahead of movies, TV, and definitely way ahead of reading. You've met these people, you have them on your Facebook and your Twitter, people that believe certain songs and artists define them. It may come as a major surprise to some of you, even though it shouldn't, that I really don't care much for music. If movies, music, and television are considered the big 3 forms of entertainment, music for me ranks a very distant third. The reason for this might be because I work in a business where I listen to music all day, And in the same way that chefs probably eat crappy meals because they don't want to spend another hour after they get home from a long day of cooking for everyone else making meals, or janitors probably have the filthiest houses because they don't want to come home and clean some more, the last thing I want to do after 8 hours of listening to music is come home and put on more music. When someone asks me, what kind of music do you like? Lately I've been responding with silence. But let's get into 3 reasons why I hate music fans. Reason number 1. The way they act when discussing music, specifically music they don't like. Let me start by saying that very few people are actually what I would consider music fans. See, that would suggest that they like all music. If someone said to me, I'm a sports fan,
I like all music.
If they're actually a sports fan, then I would say, oh, so you like basketball, football, baseball,
I like
hockey,
all sports.
soccer, tennis, rugby, lacrosse, cricket, boxing, MMA, fencing. And they'd say, oh, I mean, yeah, I got my favorites, but I'll pretty much watch anything. If they're not a sports fan, they'd say, what? No, I just like football and basketball. Soccer's fucking gay, baseball's boring. The fuck is cricket? Hockey's for Canadian queers. And then they go on like that. So they're not a sports fan, they're a fan of football and basketball. And in my experience, music fans are just as dumb as example number 2, because they're so quick to tell you how much a whole genre sucks, and how the people who listen to those genres are fucking idiots. People who only listen to rock and metal love to talk shit about people who like pop and rap music, and vice versa. And then there's the infighting between metal or electronic music fans who will fight about which subgenre is the best. Now compare that to fans of movies or TV, who aren't necessarily all rational by any means, but when the fuck was the last time you heard someone say, oh, you watch comedies? What are you, a fucking idiot? Or, you like dramas? Fucking nerd. You'll never hear that. So all of you people claiming to be music fans, but you only really listen to metal, or you only listen to rap or country or whatever, you're not a music fan. You're a fan of a specific genre, or potentially only a specific subgenre of music. The number 2 reason these people piss me off, the statements they make about how important music is, or how some music is art, but some isn't. First of all, music isn't important. Food and water and air and shelter is important. Music is entertainment. You don't need it to survive. I don't think art is particularly important either, but I'd like to clarify my stance on this. A lot of people will claim one type of music or one artist is art, while another type or another artist is a product. After thinking about this, I've decided that if you consider any one song to be art, then you consider all music to be art. And regardless of which way you lean, art or not, all music is a product. And why can't it be both? If you have determined that the process of creating music through whatever means is art, in the same way that painting a landscape with watercolors or making something in Photoshop is art, then all music is art. However, anything that is made for the purposes of making a living, created to sell to another human being, is a fucking product. And I don't give a shit if it's Radiohead or Rihanna. If they're making money, their music is a product. Do you think Bach and Beethoven created music for the fun of it? They were commissioned by rich people to compose what we now consider masterpieces. Paid money to deliver a product for the entertainment of the well-to-do of their time. So all music is a product. Justin Bieber and Mozart are both musicians, in the same way a Honda Fit and a Ferrari Enzo are both cars. Are they in the same class? No, not by a fucking long shot. But they're both cars, and no one would argue that. So all music is a form of entertainment by paid entertainers or people who aspire to be paid for their craft, and if you classify one song as art, they're all art. If you believe any song is not art, then none of it is art. And the third reason I find so-called music fans to be annoying as fuck, the fact that they can't take a joke, or they feel that music defines them, and therefore any jokes about their favorite artist or song must be an attack on them and that they must defend it. A song you like doesn't define you any more than any other product you buy defines you. Would you fly off the handle if someone made a joke about Coke or Colgate? If I said that the plastic container that Swanson's TV dinners come in tastes better than the food itself, and you sometimes eat Swanson TV dinners, would you get pissed? If you're a rational human being, you'd say, yeah, they are kind of terrible, but they're quick and easy to make. Or you might even say, I like them. But you wouldn't say, fuck you, faggot. You never got laid in your life, you piece of shit. You're just jealous of Swanson's success. I'd like to see you make a TV dinner as good. Why? Because you'd look like a fucking idiot. Movie and TV fans are generally a little more rational here too. Again, not all, but far more than music fans. If someone made a joke about Memento, something along the lines of being boring, or how Christopher Nolan's a pretentious douchebag and that he should try and make a movie that actually makes sense for a change, me being a fan of that movie, I'd say, well, if that's how you feel, that's a shame. I thought it was really good. But what I wouldn't do is defend it. Why? Because what the fuck do I care? I didn't make it. I'm not Christopher Nolan, I'm not friends with Christopher Nolan, and he's never done anything for me. So who gives a shit? If someone made fun of a song you like, and you decide you need to defend its honor for some reason, really think about it. It's not your song, it's not about you, it doesn't define you, and you don't owe these artists a fucking thing. Until Katy Perry comes and helps you out with your dishes, or Mumford & Sons comes and does your yard work, or until Lil Wayne fixes your sink or the Black Keys lend you money for a car, you don't owe them a fucking thing. And they don't owe you anything either. They made a product, and you purchased it, or you listened to it for free. Your transaction is complete, and your emotional attachment to a song or an artist is as ridiculous as having an emotional attachment to a Twix bar. So, that's why I hate music fans. Not all of them, but I seem to come across a lot more examples of bad ones than I do good ones. This doesn't mean I hate all music, but what I listen to is completely irrelevant to my comedy. What if I told you I actually liked every song I ever made a joke about? Would you unsubscribe? If so, you probably should just go ahead and do that now. I don't like all those songs, but that part is irrelevant. I watch a lot of movies that I know aren't particularly great. For example, I have all the Transporter movies. They're pure action garbage, the stories might as well have been written by a 13-year-old boy going through puberty, and the car that Jason Statham drives is a better actor than Statham himself. I know they're bad movies. I probably would put Transporter 3 on a list of the worst movies of 2008. And I don't act like a fucking idiot when someone tells me they're bad. So music fans, smarten the fuck up, quit arguing about something that's not important, stop being such pussies when someone makes a joke about something that you like, and understand that you're not the music you listen to.